An owl. Where is the owl? Location. On the front design of the bill, in the upper right corner of the frame surrounding the number 1, next to the word United States of America. Appearance. It is an almost microscopic figure, approximately 0.3 millimeters, that resembles a small owl or, according to some, a spider. Method of viewing. A magnifying glass or digital zoom is required. On some older versions of the bill, it is more visible than on modern ones. Is it really an owl or what is it? The figure is not officially an owl, but rather an artistic detail that has generated multiple interpretations. Owl of Minerva. Theory. Masonic, Illuminist symbol. Some believe it represents Minerva, the Roman goddess of wisdom, equivalent to the Greek Athena, whose symbol is an owl. In Masonic tradition, the owl symbolizes occult knowledge. Manly P. Hall, occultist, mentioned in The Secret Teachings of All Ages, 1928, that the owl is an esoteric symbol linked to secret societies. Bohemian Grove Owl. Theory. Bohemian Grove is an exclusive Californian men's club where political and business elites meet. Its symbol is a giant owl, the Moloch. Conspiracy theorists link this detail with a nod to powerful groups. Official explanation. Engraving detail. The U.S. Bureau of Engraving and Printing, BEP, claims it is simply an accidental geometric pattern, part of the anti-counterfeiting design. Numismatic experts, such as Kenneth Bressett, maintain that it is an artifact of the printing process. Reference. The Great Seal of the United States, Charles A. Wesley. A classic book that explores in detail the meaning and history of the Great Seal throughout American history. The Story of the Great Seal of the United States, Richard S. Patterson and Richardson Douglas. The Secret Destiny of America, MNLYP Hall, 1944, analyzes the hidden symbolism in the design. The Official Red Book, a guidebook of United States paper money, R.S. Yeoman, 2023. Bureau of Engraving and Printing, the most reliable official source for the history and design of American currency. It has sections dedicated to banknotes, their security features, and the history of the Great Seal. Secret Societies of America, George W. T. O'Donnell. While controversial, these types of books can offer insight into how the banknote's symbolism has been interpreted, though it is important to read them with a critical eye, differentiating between fact and speculation. National Archives. Here you can find the original historical documents related to the creation of the Great Seal, including the proposals and discussions of the committees of the time. Why is it there? Possible reasons. Engraver's signature. Some suggest it was a secret mark by engraver George L. Edwards, who worked on the design in the 1930s. Symbol of the wisdom of the state. If it were intentional, it could allude to the Owl of Minerva, Hegel. The Owl of Minerva flies only at dusk, that is, wisdom comes with reflection. Design error. A meaningless detail amplified by popular culture. Are there other animals hidden on the bill? Spider. Some see a spider in the same place, a paranoid interpretation linked to secret societies. Butterfly. On the reverse, near the pyramid, there are shapes that suggest wings. Documentation and controversy. There are no official documents confirming the intentionality of the owl, but its presence has been analyzed in Secrets of the Dollar Bill, David Oveson, 2004. The Secrets of the Architecture of Our Nation's Capital, David Oveson, 2000. Washington Post article, 2002, The Dollar Bill's Hidden Secrets. Conclusion. The owl is real as a physical detail, but its meaning is unconfirmed. Theories range from Masonic symbol, very likely given the influence on the design. Conspiracy theory, linked to occult elites. Simple printing artifact, official version. The bald eagle, reverse of the seal. Arrows, war, and olive branch, peace, balance between conflict and harmony. Shield with 13 bars, the original colonies. E pluribus unum, out of many, one, idea of national unity. Reference. American Numismatics, Q. David Bowers, 2009. History of Monetary Iconography. The Symbols of the U.S. Government, Smithsonian, 1970. Number 13, recurring in the design. 13 steps in the pyramid. 13 stars above the eagle. 13 letters in Inuit Coepus. 13 bars in the shield. This number is key to Masonic ideology and the founding of the United States. Reference. The Occult Roots of America, Michael Howard, 2008. Masonic and Illuminist influence. Many founding fathers, such as George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and Thomas Jefferson, where Masons are influenced by Enlightenment, Hermetic ideas. Benjamin Franklin printed the first colonial banknotes with symbolic designs. The Eye of Providence also appears on the 1776 Declaration of Independence. Reference: The History of Freemasonry, Albert Mackey, 1856. The Illuminati and the Seal of the U.S., Robert Hieronymus, 1989. Recognition and familiarity. Argue how the constant familiarity of banknotes facilitates their national and international recognition. This stability could be seen as an advantage in trade and transactions. The consistent and recognizable design of U.S. dollar banknotes over time has been a key factor in their easy identification both nationally and globally. This familiarity is achieved through invariable elements, such as the use of distinctive colors, iconic historical figures, George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, etc., and emblematic symbols, the Federal Reserve Seal, the Great Seal of the United States. At the national level, the American population internalizes the characteristics of banknotes from an early age, which reduces errors in everyday transactions and strengthens confidence in the currency. Visual uniformity also streamlines commercial and financial processes, as it does not require retraining new currency series. Internationally, the dollar, the most widely used currency for reserves and global trade, benefits users and economies due to its predictable design. Tourists, business owners, and central banks can verify their authenticity more quickly, minimizing the risk of counterfeiting. Furthermore, their enduring aesthetics reinforce their perception as a symbol of economic stability, which is critical to their global acceptance. In conclusion, the continued familiarity of dollar bills not only optimizes their practical functionality but also solidifies their position as a reliable monetary standard, facilitating their circulation and legitimacy worldwide. It's worth noting that an additional and less discussed aspect of the dollar bill's constant familiarity is its role as a psychological anchor of monetary stability. Unlike other currencies that frequently redesign their banknotes, sometimes due to inflation, political changes, or modernization, the dollar maintains its aesthetics essentially unchanged for decades. This continuity conveys a sense of permanence and solidity, key in volatile economic environments. In international trade, where currency fluctuations and country risks are critical factors, the dollar's predictable image acts as a tacit symbol of resilience to crises. For example, in countries with unstable currencies, economic agents prefer to enter into contracts in dollars not only because of their liquidity, but also because their immutable design reinforces the perception that they're a safe asset. Even in contexts of geopolitical tension, this visual consistency mitigates mistrust regarding possible arbitrary alterations, such as abrupt denominations or withdrawals, common in hyperinflation. For transnational corporations, the uniformity of the physical banknotes simplifies cash handling logistics across multiple jurisdictions, avoiding costs associated with adapting to new formats. Furthermore, in digital payment systems or cryptocurrencies, where volatility is the norm, the tangible dollar remains a predictable benchmark due to its duality. Innovation in markets, but conservatism in its physical representation. Essentially, the dollar's visual stability operates as a nonverbal mechanism of credibility, mitigating economic anxieties and facilitating agreements with less friction.